You got 6D Radio with Can, Shiny, and DJ Unstable. 6D Networktainment on Q4 Radio.
It's the season finale, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so glad I wasn't the only one who thought that.
I like how y'all in sync. I really like that. Man, we got Solo the Dweeb. Been trying to get him for the past 3 seasons. But he's here, ladies and gentlemen. I got DJ Shern. We about to turn up a notch.
Yeah.
Well, this is a BC party. Not an ABC party, because we actually got clothes on. Shout out to Rap Crush and White Dot right here. 6D Radio, y'all. Let's go.
White Dot. I'm just trying to see what else to put on. Like, I don't know what to put on. Like, I'm really just trying to shake some air. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to throw this circle. Like, you gotta tell me what the
I got some joints and they tryna roll. They tryna pull up. I dropped them in the low. I wanna drink, but they wanna smoke.
What's it out well?
Anything but clothes. I got some joints and they tryna roll. They tryna pull up. I dropped them in the low. I wanna drink, but they wanna smoke.
What's it out well?
Anything but clothes.
Got let go, see, I'm just tryna shake it. I blow out these candles, these thorns be caking. These tires be bustin', but better when naked. 32 flavors, he just tryna vape it. Short dirt tank tie, probably make the block eye shaking his booty. Get it steaming like a crock pot ABC. I'm like, boy, what you talking about? Nah, for what you talking about?
I got some joints and they tryna roll. They tryna pull up. I dropped them in the low. I wanna drink, but they wanna smoke.
What's it out well?
Anything but clothes. I got some joints and they tryna roll. They tryna pull up. I dropped them in the low. I wanna drink, but they wanna smoke.
What's it out well?
Anything but clothes.
Like, oh my God, y'all. Like, my mother titties almost popped out my fucking crop top because, you know, I don't wear bras. But I'm just saying, like, you talking about ABC, like, nigga, what? You just didn't say that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why you just didn't say that? But I see what it is, though. We gonna have to, we gotta do a part 2.
It's a C party, clothes party. We have our clothes on, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the YouTube live. Shout out to everybody who is on the live right now. And shout out to everybody listening to the TuneIn app, Q4 Radio, and on the airwaves. We appreciate y'all. Man, DJ Shern, how you doing?
I'm simply marvelous as usual. Your boy definitely just made it through a successful month of Ramadan, so I'm definitely like feeling good.
Pew, 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 pew.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a challenge, man. I had a great support system. And I had people to vent to on those days I was feeling, you know, frustrated and things of that nature. But overall, man, I feel like I've like grown within a month, mentally, physically and spiritually. So overall, my week has been amazing, honestly.
So for people who do not know, what is Ramadan?
So, you know, I'm gonna pretty much get a short version. So, you know, a lot of people know it is a holiday. It's a form of fasting that Muslims celebrate. So basically, I'm just trying to get people away from just instantly thinking that it automatically correlates with a specific religion or a specific group of people. Ramadan can basically be celebrated by anyone. It's a form of self-discipline, self-growth. It's basically just something to challenge yourself and just overcome the things that you love so much.
It's super crazy you say that.
You know what I mean?
When I turned 25, I actually fasted for like a full month. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do drugs. I didn't have sex. I didn't drink. I just drank water, meditated, worked out, and like, you know, occasionally smoked and stuff like that. But it was definitely tough, and it was crazy because a lot of stuff will really happen to you around that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Both just spiritually speaking and just in the physical realm as well. Like, you know, because a lot of stuff was a real simultaneous kind of thing. Because spiritually speaking, I was being enlightened and it was so much great stuff I was going through. But like in the physical world, like in real life, it was like it was really bad. So it was, like super crazy. But I totally like hearing that. It reaffirms that for sure.
No,
I'm even fasting now. Like
That's
no
what's
doubt,
up, bro.
Yeah.
I think for me, spiritually, I just been realizing that the way I'm going is the way I should be going. You know how a lot of times we doubt we doubt our journey. We doubt the moves that we're making at times. But like literally all month, I've just been getting these signs from I've been getting these signs from all over the place, that this is what I should be doing. You know what I mean? And then overall, like I just been noticing, like I'm usually like closed off. I'm not really that vulnerable at times, but lately I've been realizing like I'm more like I'm goofier at times.
Yeah, because it's
like,
good to be open with that energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You never know what you really like blocking off or holding off until you actually start to do those things and put yourself in alignment. And then like those type of things will really become clear to you. Like there's so many people out in the world who are just like spiritually blocked that like if they fasted like even once, they would start seeing signs from like all around from the universe that were probably there the entire time, but never really noticed it until recently. It was like that during my 25th. Like I just started seeing outwardly weird signs from the universe and started to learn to listen to the world around me. Like my favorite thing I used to tell my brother was like, learn to talk to the world and to listen to it, 'cause it talks back. You know what I'm saying? Like it talks back in ways you'd never imagine. Like not just people or like certain signs, like things will happen. Divine timing is real. And people gotta understand that. So like even the bad stuff that happens, you know what I'm saying, the unfortunateness that happens, there is some type of silver lining and type of peace you can find from understanding that everything was meant to happen that was supposed to, conducive to your journey, you know, depending on the type of journey you're on. But some people stray from that path because they believe that it was never supposed to happen like that, and that, you know, that not even just that there's better for their life, but they feel like that wasn't supposed to happen like that, and they let that like judge the course of how they live their life from that point. It can be a really nasty habit.
Agreed, man. Agreed. I feel good though.
That's
good. Great.
I'm glad you feel great, man. My past week has been like the other weeks beforehand since I started my new job, but I'm like, nice. I'm happy though. You know,
I love to hear that from people, especially when they make a new change within their career or just take different strides.
Too.
It takes so much courage to do that.
A mind-blowing change. Yeah, especially when you've been used to being in a certain place with a certain types of people in a certain industry.
How many people tried to tell you should stay where you're at?
Ooh. Maybe like 2 people. But everyone that's around me who knew me, like really, really knew me and paid attention to me, was like, yeah, it may be time for you to just
so you're either surround yourself around some very supportive people or some very go-getter people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
A lot of people,
a lot of people aren't always in that type of fortunate position where it's like usually the numbers are the opposite, where it's like 2 people saying no, you should do this, and the rest of the people are finding reasons. And some people don't always do it out of jealousy or envy or things like that. Some people do it out of love and out of fear of failure. You know what I'm saying? But they don't really understand.
They'll project their fears onto you.
Exactly. And because people don't really grasp that concept of projection, they'll really just like subconsciously spew stuff out, and it's very difficult to like take that to be aware enough to understand when someone's projecting, you know what I'm saying, and when someone's trying to give you real advice. You know, it took, even from like when I used to get lectures from my mom about stuff, I had to really learn how to decipher what was projection and what was her really trying to give me some real advice. And it was really more of a feeling thing, because it felt like, man, what she's saying is kind of like putting me down. You know, this isn't even telling me whether I should or shouldn't go with my decision. This is just making me feel bad. That's when I know, okay, this is a projection. This is something she might have done or is scared of me doing and doesn't want me to do. So that's why she's saying it. But a parent might say it in a, like, let's say one of my mom's scariest things was she didn't want me to be homeless. But she would always say to me, especially when I would do something she didn't like or we would be in a disagreement, that I was gonna be a bum. You know what I'm saying? Now, is that conducive? No, it's not conducive to my future. But if you're trying to prevent me from doing that and scare me into not being a bum, letting me know that the path I'm going down, like in that form of insult. But you know, we came from that custom as like black people. You use like the method of fear as something to like use as like a weapon, not
scared
something
straight.
Right, you know what I'm saying? When realistically what we should have learned and been raised about in our households was fighting fear, and the concept of fighting fear every day, the concept of real true courage. You know what I'm saying, that people don't really disclose enough.
But yeah, like one thing about me, when my mind is already made up of what I want to do, I don't care who say what.
Absolutely.
I'm going. I'm leaving. I'm moving around. I gotta do what I gotta do because at the end of the day, I have to live with the decisions that I make for my life.
So true.
And that's what I had to learn.
Saying?
I had to learn that. I was not fortunately like in that type of position. In fact, I had like no sense of individuality. So I was really a follower for the real early ages of my life. You know what I'm saying? For a long minute.
Yeah.
So like when people would tell me no about something or try to discourage me about something, it will work sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it took a real long time until I was like 17, 18 till I finally like, was just like, all right, here goes nothing, and just decided to take a plunge to do what I want. And I feel like now, especially at the age I am, like I'm 27 now, so like 10 years later from then, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a much surer path. Like I feel like a much sharpened version of that. So it's very important to listen to yourself. It's actually how you enhance the God in yourself, to be honest.
Oh, definitely.
Like following that intuition, it gives you like powers beyond the unknown.
Yeah. But man, I've been working so hard. Like one thing, I created my first video at my new job, and it's being played at some of the movie theaters in Detroit.
Hey.
So it's like, people are at the movies right now, and my video that I created is being played as an ad before their movie.
Let's get it.
Let's they go to shows. So like that made me feel really, really good to like be somewhere where I'm not just honing in on two of my talents, because I have a lot of talents here.
Agreed.
Let the record show.
It's my creative playground. So like, man, with all of this going on, I just feel like I'm winning. And speaking of winning, like today is the 1-year anniversary of my song Win Win, the first joint I released off my latest project, Bree Love or No Love. So with that being said, with it being our season 6 finale of 6D Radio, we gonna keep winning, right?
We definitely gonna keep winning, man.
We gonna keep winning. 6D tip up next until the end. This is by yours truly, Win Win, right here, 6D Radio.
Win. Don't move, man. We got jams dropping soon. It's 6D Radio on Q4.
You need from me, queen is what you see in me, and right now that's all it needs to be. Yeah, that's what it needs to be. I'm so full with the seasoning, wonder if I'm a freak in the sheets. Boy, you better think outside the box, unless there's a ring from me. Yo, ding, can't be out in these streets. I need a can't be reached. I need a ain't afraid to speak, and he keep that peace, but he keep the peace. Get to the bread, cause you know we gotta eat. 2 plates, got a whole feast. You gon' thrive with me by your side. I was made from your rib, not your head on your feet. So what you gon' do? What you wanna do? It's a win, baby, you can't lose. So make that move. Come home, not through. What you want? Promise me you'll be honest. Promise me you ain't switching up from another mother. Cause comments. Promise me you'll be solid. Hold my pinky and your life gon' turn out based on how you treat me. Look, promise me you'll be solid. Promise me you ain't switching up from another mode. Comments, promise me you'll be honest. Hold my pinky and your life gon' turn out based on how you treat me. So what you want to do? What you gonna do? It's a win, baby, you can't lose. So make that move. Come home, not through. What you want to do? What you gonna do? It's a win, baby, you can't lose. But if you choose, come home, not through. What you want? Promise me you'll be honest. Promise me you ain't switching up from another mode. Comments, promise me you'll be solid. Hold my pinky and your life gon' turn out based on how you treat me. Look, promise. Promise me you'll be solid. Promise me you ain't switching up from another mother. Comments. Promise me you'll be honest. Hold my pinky and your life gon' turn out based on how you treat me, nigga. So what you want do? What you want do? It's a win, it's a win, it's a win. Maybe you can't lose. So make that move. Come home not through. What you want do? I need a nigga who can't be reached. I need a nigga ain't afraid to speak and he keep that peace, but he keep the peace.
You can't lose.
I need a nigga who can't be reached. I need a nigga ain't afraid to speak and he keep that peace. Come home not through. What you want? You promise? That song never gets old. Never gets old. Happy win-win anniversary.
That was hard.
I appreciate it. Music video coming soon. I'm gonna invite the whole Chicago music artist scene out. Everybody who has been a part of 6D Radio, 6D Networktainment. Gotta bring the fam out. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't do cameos no more. You remember how you would watch a music video and then you look see all the other artists in there?
I think it's just been oversaturated. I think so many things just like musically been done so many times that we're just at the phase right now, because especially with people just with the art of trending being so like easily copied. You know what I'm saying? Not only on bigger scales internationally, but like smaller scales. Like, think about it. The second somebody come out with something hot in the city, like let it be a possible new wave of rap, you gonna see like 20 different people, like Heavy Steppers, you know what I'm saying? Heavy Steppers came out with their little style of rap, you know what I'm saying? Before you know it, like a whole diverge of like artists popped up out of the woodworks with that style, with like that stepper style of rapping. You know what I'm saying? It's not always bad, because, you know, it's a form of, you know what I'm saying, imitation is a form of flattery, you know, but when it's just everybody copying everybody, you know, it's a lot of, all of that stuff just bleeds together, and then it all just comes out into one big cornball, you know?
That leads us to our 6D tip of the week, and that 6D tip is do not compare. First of all, comparing your journey to somebody else's is literally a a self-esteem killer. Because at the end of the day, you have been exposed to different people, different places. You have different experiences in life. You've been exposed to something that's been totally different from another person. So how can you compare your life or your career to somebody else's?
Insecurities,
like, man, being insecure is another self-esteem killer.
It's another self-esteem killer, but it's also like the cousin of comparison. You know what I'm saying? Because the best way to compare yourself to somebody is to be insecure about something that they might have that you might not. You know, just taking a second to be vulnerable, like as a music artist. You know what I'm saying? To all my aspiring music artists, like, you know, I've accomplished myself and been able to do a lot of stuff actively, and blessed enough to be able to say I've been able to do a lot of stuff in my hometown. You know what I'm saying? And blessed enough to say I performed at a lot of places in my hometown, and I'm doing a lot of stuff right now just from even stepping back. But through stepping back, like, it's very, very difficult to not compare myself to others. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult for me, especially with social media being such a prominent tool now. You know what I'm saying? Now it used to be like, you know, you would just run into a person every now and again and you see what they be on. So, you know what I'm saying? You would probably compare yourself in that one moment, but you could get back to your journey. And now with social media being such a prominent tool in just the 21st century, you know what I'm saying? I could literally open my phone and hop into everyone's story of like 3-4 rappers that I know or feel like are doing better than me, and obviously start comparing myself to them because they're doing something that I either want to do or do something that, you know what I'm saying, that I wish I could do. You know, and it's very difficult in those moments to get past yourself insecure wise, because there takes a level of accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm looking at let me see who's really like going crazy right now. My homie OG Steve-O, perfect example. Like, OG Steve-O going crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? He's even performed in the Summer Smash at Lyrical Lemonade and stuff like that. He's done a lot of stuff and deserves like everything that he's been working on right now. You know what I'm saying? But if I wasn't a good artist, you know what I'm saying, let alone a good friend,
or a secure artist,
or a secure, okay, yeah, a
that's
secure
important.
artist.
You could be good and still insecure.
Right. That's very true. But I just feel like in terms of like being a good artist, it's a certain amount of 10 toes. Like, of course, we are human. Yeah. So we as human are going to get insecure. I'm going to get jealous. I'm going to get envious. It doesn't matter if it's someone who has like $100 more than me or because it's someone who has $6 million more than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get jealous. You're going to get envious. You're going to see something and want that, you know? But I think it takes a certain amount of, just like I said, accountability to look at yourself and be like, well, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Or even take yourself as far to be like, to understand that their situation isn't the same as yours. Their journey isn't the same as yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rome wasn't built in a day. And sometimes if you see Rome built in a day on someone's Instagram page, that could really be defeating.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because it makes you want to, you can't help but ask yourself, like, man, especially if you feel like you're better than a person or not, you know what I'm saying? Especially like, because I know there are a lot of Chicago artists out here who feel defeated because I know some like talented dudes who should be way further ahead in the game than they actually are. And when they're not, like even now, like I feel like I should be more ahead than what I would be. And because sometimes I'm not, I look back on myself and it can feel defeating. But at the same time, it also makes me like question other people too, because I'll run into people in public and they'll really give me props and really give me my flowers. So then
that's the beautiful thing about it too. When you think about a journey, like you just said, you compare yourself to others, but also when you're out and you're just out and about and you're out there networking and you're doing your thing, people give you props and that gives you a sense of, you know, it makes you feel good about yourself. It lets you know that what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing, but you're also doing a great job.
And that you shouldn't sweat where you are on your path. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't even count on my hands and feet how many times I've been like at a lowest point and been in the lowest point, not even because I was really going through some stuff, but because I was just comparing myself to other people all the time. Yeah. And like, you know what I'm saying? And just finally understanding like, you can't keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? You have to really like take some accountability and understand like their journey isn't yours. People have had like, one of the things that I love to tell like aspiring artists is after I first met Chance, you know what I'm saying, at Harold Washington Library, U-Media. I'm a U-Media baby for all you listening that don't know. I'm a U-Media baby, you know what I'm saying? Brother Mike was my mentor too.
So what's U-Media?
U-Media was an after-school program that was developed. It was like the downtown Harold Washington Library version of the South Shore Cultural Center.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You know, the South Shore Cultural Center, for those who don't know, the South Shore Cultural Center was like this big cultural center on the east side, still there, you know what I'm saying, who really like for a very long period of time, especially after I started going to school, had like after school programs, stuff for people to do, things like that. And they created that space, especially around that time with like the drill movement going on and people like real life dying out here, like kids killing each other. So they really tried to cultivate the space for people to come through. And at first, it had all kinds of things, like video games, comic books, you know, all kinds of things. But one of the things that was really prominent in U-Media was their music program and the people in it, because there were people like Jovia Armstrong, Brother Mike, rest in peace, Brother Mike, who was really like speaking and reaching to these kids and giving them a desire to create art. And that's such a big thing. Even now in these days, like, the open mics out here are non-existent for real. You know what I'm saying? Most open mics that I've seen that are still existing, you have to pay to get into, which is like adults. Pay to perform. Exactly, and that's not open mic etiquette. That's not how open mics started. That's not even how open mics get down. Like real open mics, the ones that I came from. You know what I'm saying? And back then it gave like to have the desire to create and having a space to really create and to like have a community where you can sharpen your skills as an artist and as a person. That was a really genuine and special place. Like, and I feel like U-Media was the best place for that, especially because of Brother Mike. I feel like YCA imitated it. I feel like Cleo version was a more street version of it because Cleo accepted it. Cleo wasn't downtown. Cleo was on Garfield, so they accepted everybody. They're like, we don't care what your background is. You can be crazy, you can be bad, whatever. We gonna accept you.
My first introduction to the open mic scene in Chicago was YCA and the Clio Center, and I went to both of them on the same night.
Yeah, that was the other thing that was so beautiful about it.
It was dope.
When I moved back here like 5-6 years ago, the reason why I'm even close to where I'm at right now, or where I was even able to start anywhere, when I moved back from Vegas, I was like, man, I don't know where to go. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know where to start. Let me hit the open mics. I started going to the open mics. I discovered the Clio. You know what I'm saying? Started going to the Clio. I did dreams at the Clio. They kept requesting every Tuesday because it was a routine. We would go to YCA, have a great open mic. People would be held accountable on what they did, safe space rules. It was a really great time. And then afterwards, we will all go to be under that same type of ecosystem, but in a more laxed environment, because it's like, it's the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's not Wicker. So we don't feel like we have to like uphold ourselves like the way we feel like we're supposed to with like white folks. And it's weird because Clio sometimes came on YCA, but they was like the distant hood cousin that you would see at the family reunions.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, we bring them along when we have to, but like they over there because they be over there. And that's kind of what Clio was, but it was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of beauty in that. Like, it wasn't always perfect, but it was a lot of art that was created for that, and it was so important. You know what I'm saying? But when I left and went to the West Coast thinking like, cause all I saw was Chance, like, and all I knew after meeting him was like 3 months later after meeting him, he went on tour with Childish Gambino. So all I saw him was in the open mic scenes and all that. I didn't know any about the details any which way in between.
Yeah.
So when I went to Arizona, long story short, I was like, for the first 2 years, I was basically doing a bunch of trial and error stuff, bumping my head over and over again. And one day I was on the phone with like one of the producers from 10 Day, Prince Talent. Shout out Prince Talent. Still a legend, local legend.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him, I'm like, nah, man, I gotta do this on my own. Like, Chance did this by himself. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do this. I can do this. I'm just as cold as him. I could do this. And he was like, bro, Chance didn't do this by himself. And that was my first lesson in humility and understanding. Don't compare yourself to another person's journey, because you don't know what they have behind them, what they had to strive to get that behind them, what forces and things they had to go through, what sacrifices they had to go through. You don't know nobody's path or story. You just see what's presented in front of you. And then on top of that, to reinforce that, social media is all about posting. It's all about aesthetics. So it's about posting highlights. So you're not gonna post your worst moments. I even had to learn to stop being vulnerable. I even had to learn to stop being vulnerable in that You know what I'm saying? Because I used it like that, where I would post my high moments and my low moments, and I would just be all forms of vulnerable. But I had to learn, like, nah, man. You know, if I ain't got nothing to say, if I ain't got nothing happy to say, nothing positive to say, I need to stop pushing that on my page. It's not their business. And it's a real life lesson to not compare yourself to others. But for artists, it's the best thing you can do. And it's because once you stay on your path and you focus on yourself, it's a real beauty that comes from that. And then it's a lot of reinforcement, positive reinforcement. If you take that time to not compare yourself to other people, the universe will show you who rocks with you.
And
now, I'm going to say, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, man, look how many people have just created their own lanes based off just focusing on themselves.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Just
created genres.
Piggyback on what you stated about Chance. Like, he was one of the first artists to really go that route and really, you know, made that mainstream success. So a lot of times, man, don't sleep on your journey, man. Appreciate your journey. Accept every aspect of it and celebrate every aspect of it. And, you know, lanes
especially
are created.
The worst parts.
Your own lane is created that way. So that's something to keep in mind.
Now, I'm going to say this one thing, and we're going to go into the song. You mentioned open mics.
Yeah.
We cannot mention open mics in Chicago and not mention the stage at Refuge. We cannot forget that. That is actually where we met.
Yes.
Shout out to DJ Monty. Shout out to
DJ
Ace
Monty.
Da Vinci.
Yeah, shout out to Ace Da Vinci. Shout out to Vibes, because when me and Vibes from LSD Studios, shout out to LSD Studios. When me and Vibes was first rocking and Vibes was like getting ready to manage me and things like that, that was where me and her first met, because she came through, played her beats, and even rapped and did that stuff. For people who don't know, Vibes raps and she got bars. So you ever get
give
a
me a
chance,
tune with Vibes. That just reminded me. I was trying to think of her name when I was in a conversation with a big person.
Yeah, with a big wig.
With a big wig. I couldn't think of her name. But
Vibes of LSD Studios. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Engineer, producer, artist extraordinaire, for sure.
But shout out to the stage, which, man, that is how I've met and reason why I know so many artists here in Chicago. Right there, downtown Refuge. Shout to DJ Monty, H. Da Vinci. Man, shout to the stage, because, man, I wish they was able to bring it back, but I know people live.
Yeah, Refuge gone, so that's over.
Yeah, Refuge gone. DJ Monty live in another state now, but hey, look, that's why we got 6D Networktainment. That's why we got.
And DJ Monty was a prominent DJ at the Clio Center. Just so y'all know, he was the DJ outside of DJ Simba. It was either Simba or Monty. Those were the only two people playing the jams. He
Monty
would always play my
get
jam.
his flowers from me.
Oh
okay?
yeah, absolutely, and from me as well, bro. He had so much to do with my start as well, because he was part of the reason. Even nights where I didn't feel like it, didn't ask anybody, nobody asked me, he gonna play it. You know what I'm saying? He always used to do that, like, faithfully. So I thank him. He was definitely
he took artists down to Atlanta to get on stage at
Absolutely.
8-3C
I remember
Festival.
when he did that.
He's done a lot for artists. So, yeah, shout out to DJ Monty, my
we
main
appreciate
man.
you, and we love you over here, gang.
We really do. Here's 3 Years Song with Caleb Taylor right here at 6D Radio.
Yeah!
Trying not to waste no time out here. Trying not to lose my mind out here. Cause you showed me this road, but you never said my load be easy. I ain't asking you to release me, but please believe me when I say I knew a song that lasts 3 years long. Keep you up all night, make you wanna fight. But by the end of the song, you hate it took you so long to finally realize the music always was on it. Get inside of you, get inspired of you. All those distractions, your actions compound to you. When you gonna finally realize the truth? I can't be waiting for you. Cause you be tied up, and I be writing. Can't be locked up, this ain't a cage. No, this my stage. And when I play, the ladies dance, take off their pants. Trying not to waste no time out here. Trying not to lose my mind out here. You showed me this road, but you never said my load be easy. I ain't asking you to release me, but please believe me when I say I know the song that lasts 3 years long. Keep you up all night, make you wanna fight. But by the end of the song, you hate it took you so long to finally realize the music always was on it. Get inside of you, get inspired of you. All those distractions, your actions compound to you. When you gonna finally realize the truth? I went way too long, ain't talked to you. I hated you, you left me here, was all alone. You on your throne, but won't come down. Take on your own, check for yourself. I get lifted to keep from drifting. My soul was anchored, my pops was praying. Time, the evidence was unseen. Faith, the only reason I'm righteous. How I know I'm a God. Trying not to waste no time out here. Trying not to lose my mind out here. You showed me this road, but you never said my load be easy. I ain't asking you to release me, but please believe me when I say I know a song that lasts 3 years long. Keep you up all night, make you wanna fight. But by the end of the song, you hate it took you so long to finally realize the music always was on it. Get inside of you, get inspired of you. All those distractions, your actions compound to you. When you gonna finally realize the truth? I can't be waiting for you. And I ain't got no shorty, but I've been with some shorties. How much? About 40. Most of them adore me. Too many conversations bore me, explore me. I was stuck in the middle with a gamble. All up under the act with Anvil. Fill up under the clip trying to sample the whole table with a gamble. Gotta watch it get paid with the chips on the last. The third was all about the game. What a waste of time, I was all about mine, See what you learn is the searching for the right person. Then one day you'll wake up and realize that you looked in all the wrong places. I mean, face it, are you even worth it? Did you grow into purpose? Did you grow into purpose? Yeah, I mean, did you? Self-purpose, only one is in my mind.
Caleb Taylor, 3-year song.
Getting kind of something right there.
Oh, Caleb know how to do his thing now.
About
That's
that.
one thing about him. You can always count on Caleb Taylor, Ryan Lamar, and Brian Wilson to get on the track and do their thing.
Boy,
Shout out to them for
Talented
that
brother
shirt.
right there, man. Talented brother.
Solo, I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so what song made you want to start creating music? What song did you hear? And
It
say,
wasn't
you know
really
what,
a
that's
song. It wasn't really a song. It was like I said, I had no sense of individuality when I was younger. So what really got me into rapping was just trying to be a follower. Like at the South Shore Cultural Center, my brother was always like, my older brother, Shami, was always freestyling with like the other kids, the older kids and stuff. And it, you know, just being on my, you know, Mr. Me Too stuff, I was like, teach me. I want to learn. And he taught me it, and it really didn't like rear its ugly head again until like freshman year when I was in Arizona, like freestyling at lunch. And I was just really, really, really good at it. So a lot of my friends and the friends that I made was like, no, G, like you should do this with your life. Like this is a talent you have.
Yeah.
So I would say that was when.
Okay.
So when it comes to your influence, what artists? It could be new, past artists. You know, who
I mean,
influenced you
so
the
here's the
most?
thing. I would say like it transitions.
Mm-hmm.
Especially just over my music taste over the years. Cause like going into this and starting rapping, I was boom bap bougie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was super
MF
like
Doom.
I was
Yeah.
raised exactly Immortal Technique, like
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, Common. Like we could go for days just
For days,
lifting
for sure. I
the
love
lyrical
boom bap, man.
lyricists. And I just like starting out, that was the kind of artist I was. And I was very strict about like being strictly boom bap and not accepting other forms of music and stuff. So like if the younger me
Yeah.
came and y'all played Dreams for him, he would probably not be happy. Being honest. But like when I moved back to Chicago in like 2015, I came across this group and joined this group called Sound Posse. Shout out my gang, Sound Posse. And they really helped me become way more open-minded in the realm of music, learning to appreciate things for what it is, even though it's not what I want it to be, you know?
Gotcha.
And what that taught me was just because something's not boom bap doesn't mean you can't get joy from it, you know? And it's because of those reasons why like certain artists like Young Thug and other artists like that really became my like favorite artists, because after I
Yeah.
stopped being like, oh, they're not rapping and started listening to what they were saying, I really
Yeah.
started
Young
to like
Thug
and really
definitely
started
got
to be like,
bars.
that boy be talking money all the time.
I like Thugger.
I love Thug.
Controversial.
Thug
He used to
is
be
definitely-
controversial.
He's very controversial. He's probably still controversial.
I still like
but
him.
Thug is definitely one of my favorite artists. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
Unapologetically,
He's
definitely
one of
Mm-hmm.
my favorites.
Very much the GOAT. Like very much can't be touched.
So what would you say would be like your favorite song of all time? Or a song that you just hear and you just always get excited to hear it, no matter how many times you've heard it.
Currently, right now, the answer to that question is Chief Keef See Through.
Have I heard?
See Through is
heard
hard.
It's so hard.
It's definitely
And
hard,
he
especially
produced
when the
it.
beat drop.
And he produced it.
I think that's the
this
most
whole
amazing
beat
part of
making
it.
process that Chief Keef has been going into, because you can get clues of that when you listen to Harley Quinn, which came out before Phonem. You know what I'm saying? But like his whole process and becoming his own producer, and he's still going in on beats and stuff. It's a very entertaining thing to like listen to. Another artist is Sada Baby. That's why
Okay.
I've definitely been bumping him lately. He is a very entertaining artist. He's
Yeah.
very vibrant, and he one of my favorite videos of his is the On the Block freestyle with like Aze. Where
With
he's
the
doing-
microphone hanging?
Yeah, with the
Okay,
microphone
yeah,
hanging.
yeah.
His song
I
"Say
love
No Mo."
those.
That was literally one of the most entertaining videos on the internet right now. For sure,
I gotta check
because
that
it's
out
like
tonight.
you gotta watch it. He's just like he's tweaking the whole time, like on the porch, and it's so cool and entertaining to watch because it's really dope. I really like it.
Definitely check it out, man. So what's your process like when you're creating
Man,
music?
I ain't gonna lie. It really just depends, because I'm such a versatile artist, just in terms of like the full 9 spectrum. Like I could write, I could do punch and freestyle it. You know what I'm saying? So when you like really get into those, when you master both of those concepts, which I personally feel like I've mastered, it really is just like, you know, what am I feeling today? Because every beat, you know, I feel like every instrumental, I feel like my biggest weapon as an artist is my imagination.
Yeah.
Got you.
And every time I hear a different beat, you know, it just, even the beat playing right now, like it's a different story that beat is saying. So it's a different thing that can be said on the beat, you know, and it doesn't have to be something completely not true or something not true to you. It could be anything, but you know, it just depends on what you hear when you listen to it and how you're able to make that come to life. And I've always had the imagination for it. I just had to learn the terminology for different studio jargons to help really make that sound more like what I want it to sound like. So it's the answer to that question is yes.
Fire. You do a great job with elaborating, man. I think it definitely engages the audience. So definitely keep that up.
Yeah, as a rapper, you know, you got to have attention to detail. You got to be real, like, you know, the devil's in the details. So
I agree.
For me,
so
it's all about learning the words.
Doing performances, I know like artists, they have their like their own particular like call and response. What was your favorite like call and response be like when you're performing?
Man, I would say it's when I'm performing Dreams. Like the energy when I perform that song is real life unreal. I think it's unreal. I think that's part of the reason why I don't perform it as often now. You know, I feel like the last time I performed it, it was at Boo Man's performance.
Shout out to Boo Man.
Shout out to my boy Boo Man. That's my boy.
Right now.
Going so wild. He's always been such a great artist. But yeah, he booked me to perform at the Promontory, and I came out and did Dreams, and it was quite the reaction. Like it's especially when you have like those open mic crowd in the crowd.
Those
when
are
you
the
have
best
those
shows.
open mic members in the crowd, they're the best people, and they're the best like variables and factors to put in the audience, especially when I'm doing Dreams, because they always remember.
I love
They
it.
always remember. Like they just hear the first couple notes in the song, and they immediately just start going crazy. And
that's the best part of being an artist.
Yeah,
Playing
you know,
your song, you get
just
ready
screaming to the
perform,
crowd where
and
my Southsiders at, and just hearing
Yes.
everybody just like, you know, I'm a
Yes.
Southside. Like, it's
Chicago's,
just really.
it's just beautiful.
No,
bro.
it's a
a beautiful
I would
thing.
literally, you couldn't pay me to be born anywhere else.
I agree.
I've been to other places and they're neat. I promise. Like they're great. You know what I'm saying?
They're
But
neat.
Chicago has
Chicago,
like there's
babe.
so many things people can't touch in Chicago. Our culture, our food, the way we talk. You know what I'm saying?
Go-getters.
Even as
people
just
here are go-getters.
yeah,
hustlers,
and it's
yeah.
I feel like what makes us so advantageous, especially over New York, is like New York is dope. They have those type of advantages too, but they're too big. It's like huge. It's like every borough there's a different amount of people. You know what I'm saying? It's like a mini America, and that's part of the disadvantage. And I feel like Chicago is a more saturated, condensed version of that.
Speaking of New York, man, Coda the Friend just came and just did an amazing show last weekend. But the amazing thing about the show, he's on tour right now. He's traveling to all these different cities, but instead of him like, you know, hiring big acts and things of that nature, he comes to every city and he invites the artists from the particular city that he's performing in.
That's very dope.
So, you know, we had for Chicago, we had Brittany Carter.
That's dope.
Man, I love her, bro.
Another one. That
Bro, she came
that
out.
girl,
she
that
came
is a
out
rapping.
freestyling.
That's a rapper. That girl, Brittany Carter, real life cannot be touched, shorty. I'm not gonna lie. Like she
Yeah,
was,
bro.
she was also in YCA, and when she came through, on the occasion she came through, and she got called up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always crucial. She always had the house going crazy off the
Man, bro.
bars, only the bars.
And what I can appreciate about Brittany Carter, she comes on the scene as herself. She ain't gotta do nothing out the
Literally.
ordinary. She's like your little cousin that just know how to
No
rap.
gimmick.
Who know how to rap. No gimmick.
Gonna
at
come in the
all.
same clothes
Natural
she woke
hair,
up in at the
the
crib.
whole
Like, you
nine.
know what I'm saying? Like
She's
I woke up
relatable,
like this.
definitely.
Like it's
Yeah.
very relatable, and just the tenacity and the energy that goes. I relate to it, because you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You gotta understand, just coming up as an artist, like, and even coming up here in Chicago, like when people would hear my name, especially talk to me and like, you know what I'm saying, speak to me, my first couple sentences and stuff, they don't know what to expect when they coming on stage. So I always have respect for an artist that gets on stage no matter what they sound like off the stage, and gets on stage and commands that respect.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if you look crazy or if you look like weird, you know what I'm saying, every other part of the day to the status quo. Like if you go on stage and you really put your foot down, artistically speaking, bro, as I always tell artists, like that's why sometimes I go on stages and people be loud and people try to shush people. I'm like, nah, if they gonna rock, they gonna rock.
Yeah.
If they not, then they not.
Because
You know
the
what
real
I'm
one's
saying?
gonna pay attention now.
The real
Exactly.
one's gonna pay attention, and eventually
Uh-huh.
everybody else is gonna pay attention. Because if what's on stage really is dope enough, have y'all heard of Adam Ness?
That sounds familiar.
Okay, so Adam Ness is a singer out here. Get hip. That man that boy can blow. There was a spot called the Gallery in Wicca, where it was like a big like walkout space and a big huge gallery space. And when Adam Ness got on stage, everybody was talking, everyone in the room. By the time Adam Ness finished his set, the entire room was quiet. Everybody who was outside came inside, bro.
Love
I'm
it.
telling
Wow.
you, everyone. And everyone came back in and was just like,
That's literally how it was
like
with Brittany
myself
Carter
included. And I'm
performed.
telling you,
Who, buddy?
bro, I'm saying like, and when you command that type of respect on energy, you know what I'm saying? When you command that type of respect on stage, like for me personally, I can't wait to go out of state and start building ground in other states because
Yeah.
I know the amount of like egg that's gonna be on their face once they see me get up on stage and do what I do.
Shout out to Taylon Humphrey, who is in the YouTube live chat right now. This is an awesome topic. Oh my God. I remember those pictures on the Harold Washington Library windows. Yeah.
Man, you really want to go
Yes,
back? I'll post
sir.
some pictures on my social media. The old school days of all of us putting the fist up. We was all black fist strong. Brother Mike had us doing that.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
Yeah.
Right on. You know what I'm saying? We lived by it.
Now, I got a question.
Go ahead.
You like chicken, right?
I do.
Now, how would you describe your music as if you were preparing your chicken?
Man, that's very interesting. I would say you would throw a huge batch of seasonings.
Okay.
You gotta say seasonings because it's gonna be more than one. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna really spice your chicken right. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you would fry it. You know, I definitely feel like you would put my stuff in a fryer. Not no like plug-in fryer like you put it in the pot. You know what I'm saying? It has
oil.
old culture principles and values because I was built off of that. But I also feel like I'm like a prototype somewhere in the middle. Like I catch vibes from the old school and the new school. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna cook some chicken new age, you know what I'm saying, style, frying it, but you also gonna put it in a big old grease pot and oil fry it. You know
No
what
cast
I'm
iron
saying?
skillet?
With the top off.
That silver
With
joint
the top off.
with the burnt
popping
marks at the
oil,
bottom.
Exactly, with the popping the oil and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would describe my music. You know, and every I would say every song is just like a big crunch, like that first satisfying crunch until
Ooh.
6-piece. That's what I would say. It's like
The
it's very
6-piece.
satisfying. It takes a minute. You know, you got to be in the mood for it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because not everybody every day in the mood for Harold's. You know, you can't walk up to everybody on the street and be like, "You want some Harold's today?"
Nah,
You're gonna be
that's
like,
real.
"No." But on the day they be like, "Yeah, let me try this Harold." Which one? This the one on Michigan? Okay, I'm finna start coming to this Harold's. Everybody, ain't nobody who ever tried my chicken stop coming to my Harold's. Let me put it like that.
Hey, I like that analogy.
And that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We gonna get into it. Here's Pop Night, Uncool, and Dante right here on 6D Radio. Here's Solo the Dweeb.
That's the one.
Ba, 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 ba.
Not for real though. Ayy. Put these in my teeth so I can talk right. Can't remember my last 24, I had a walk night. Always on go, ain't never think about a stoplight. Laying on this black bag, rocking off-white. Mouthpiece cold, I'm tryna see just what the top like. Don't play techno, but the beat made it a pop night. Then I'm gone, ain't tryna find out what the thought like. Pedal to the floor if I look up and see a cop like. I'm so nice, I made her wonder what my pop's like. Call a big sis, I'm tryna find out what these jobs like. I was gonna call you, girl, I swear, but then I got high. Trapping hard, moving all these chickens like they Popeyes. I've been rolling on my spinach, Popeye. CC slicking, I'm a sucker, sorry, not I. Always find me rolling up, is this a highlight? Acting weird, I had to change her name to Sci-Fi. I've been throwing hella bowls, this is Muay Thai. Back then I was homeless, but was still a pretty fly guy. You can call me Curtis, I'ma get rich or die trying. Told her she the only girl I love, but I was lying. I took a grass and had a fine time. Should've let her top me, she up, but she was fine. When I hit my lowest lows, it's turn to grind time. Ain't worried about the timer, if I age, could find wine. And she gon' me anyway. Couldn't use $1 till I learned about what a penny make. Get to talking, I lean in, see what the penny say. School of hard knocks, flying colors, passing any grade. Love the actor, but they really ain't. I'm such a dog, I could really raise pits. I talk proper, but I'm still from a trench. You goofy,
I've been waiting on you. Walk into your spot and take your date up off you. You lucky we don't walk and take your chain up off you. We want all of the bread, take every grain up off him. Who and daddy better pray if rain up on you. Ain't no blame for what we did, he had a stain up on him. She want more than just my I see the train coming. I'm on point with all this I ain't get trained for nothing. You ain't talking sales and getting bread and you ain't saying nothing.
It's 6D Networktainment, the creators of Windy Fest Chicago for radio.
She said yeah. Money. My little baby said, my little baby bread. It's my bread. Hey. My little baby said her man said that I'm uncool. I said I am, but I'm so hot, so baby, dude. The friends that said about me, they some chumps too. Ain't up in my league, they be playing by the bum rules. Waiting to eat it, you think he was lunch too. Wait, shut me, you to think that she got 1 tooth left. I just walked up out the room with this baddie, who next? Her friends was sitting there impatient, I suggested, need a double doors, can't wait till I have that coupe flex. See these in a new light, I got some new specs. So they think that I'm the truth, they told that truth, yeah. She told me solo, you a dog, then let me be your new pet. Damn, my TV getting old, I'ma need a new set. I keep throwing all the balls, finna hit a few necks. Killers got me verified, but I'm talking blue checks. Put the whole thing in a shorty got a gooseneck. Pillar strong because I feel it and ain't hit the douche yet. If she act like she ain't going, I'm afraid it's deuces. I'm a sick, I ain't had the flu yet. Bet I'll buy back the hood before I buy a new jet. I got us 9 stores, you can't buy this crew neck. Remember drinking 40 ounces cause I couldn't do. Now it's new money, new places, no address. Type of place the millionaires like to go on rest. My little baby said her man said that I'm uncool. I said I am, but I'm so hot, so baby, dude. The friends that said about me, they some chumps too. Ain't up in my league, they be playing by the bum rules. Waiting to eat it, you think he was lunch too. Wait, short me, you to think that she got 1 tooth left. I just walked up out the room with this baddie, who next? Her friends was sitting there impatient, I suggested.
I know y'all ain't sleep. You're listening to 6D Radio on Q4.
This the shit that my demons are made of. Bad little diva, no makeup. I see the team, we don't shake up. Money dancing on me, haters. Me need that bitch, no paper. So much dough, I be needing a baker. Don't be calling for me, let you pay her. Pop up flat and get geek, and I came up. I just walked up out the house with too much sauce. I was supposed to tone it down, but I forgot. So much drip, I nearly drowned up at the lot. Niggas think they really drowning, but they not. My little baby too wide, you can tame her. Want the Cartier tryna get friends up. So them niggas be talking my name up. I don't hear it at all, cause after you pussies is pussies, you gotta get weighed up. You lucky I love all my haters, cause y'all niggas could drop in some minutes. Must be lighting up rocks if you with us. All of you riding the job for a mansion. My little baby stay like she from Memphis. Every time that I talk, she attentive. There's a lot that keep drawing attention. Blow the pack and get knocked out the mansions. Need a K out the top, it's a fancy. Need a K out the top, got a fancy. Boom, a choker, I left at the mini mansion. I don't need diamonds for dancing, but my diamonds like one of the Jackson 5. Holding the pole, yeah, they packing live. Ammunition for the actors. No one did it for me, made it happen. I just lit the dirty, hope I'm strapped in. Cause I'm flying coach up on the average. Used to hit the ground with my family. These the shit that my demons are made of. Bad little diva, no makeup. I see the team, we don't shake up. Money dancing on me, haters. Me need that bitch, no paper. So much dough, I be needing a baker. Don't be calling for me, let you pay her. Pop up flat and get geek, and I came up. I just walked up out the house with too much sauce. I was supposed to tone it down, but I forgot. So much drip, I nearly drowned up at the lot. Niggas think they really drowning, but they not. But they not.
Solo the dweeb had to get up on out of here and get to that bread. But we do appreciate him, y'all. Shout out to Solo the dweeb. Hit him up on Instagram if you like his music. Go follow him at Solo the Dweeb, SOLOTHEDWEEB. Go ahead, stream everything you just heard, ladies and gentlemen. Man, it's been an awesome episode.
It definitely has, man.
A lot of insight.
Definitely a lot of insight. Definitely a lot of dope gems dropped. We got a chance to, go down memory lane real quick, man, and talk about how this culture started. A lot of times we forget, man. We always talk about those low maintenance opportunities, man. You can never forget those low maintenance opportunities. If you feel like you want to perform and get those reps in, man, don't be so ahead of yourself that you feel like you can't stop by one of these open mics around the city, man, and get them reps in.
Please do, and please follow us at 6D Network Tane MT on IG, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of that. Like, make sure you follow us. Follow Radio 6D and follow us individually at its_the can.
It's your boy DJ Shern, aka Mr. Marvelous. You can find me on Instagram at DJ SHURN.
Mr. Simply Marvelous.
Yes, ma'am. We definitely in the building today.
We're going to have some announcements for you all coming soon. We appreciate y'all. But real quick, I do want to give a shout out to Mary Q Angel. Man, yesterday's workshop was mind blowing. Like, I got coached on how to perform. I got critique, and it changed my entire perception of performing to the point where I went home in silence.
Wow.
I ain't have nothing to say. I was
Do y'all
silent.
hear that? Do y'all hear that? She went home in silence. So I think that's the beautiful thing about, 6D Network Taming, man.
Yep.
We definitely a family. We carry ourselves like a family. We all have our own thing going on. I'm a DJ, Ken's an artist, a host, an engineer, a producer. Anything you can think of, she's doing it all. Sister Shani is doing it all. Production, management, things of that nature. Unstable, DJing. He's been from state to state, still making moves, event planning, things of that nature. So we always find time to make sure we're supporting each other. But I think the most beautiful thing about 6D Network Taming, man, is we put on these awesome events, man, and we're giving back. We're giving back to the have-nots. We're giving back for those who are forgotten, those who are, working their tails off behind the scenes and trying to make some progress in this thing we call the music
we
industry.
actually making progress.
We definitely are.
We are impacting artists. Man, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us this season. This is the completion of season 6.
Season 6, baby.
6D Radio. We'll be back real soon with season 7. All artists, hit us up. 6dnetworktainment.org. Submit your music. We take in artists of the week and regular rotation. If you need some music clean, let us know. We got you for a small fee, and we're gonna go from there. But we do appreciate y'all. We gotta take a quick hiatus, rest up, get a lot of things in order, and then we'll be right back. But until then, y'all be safe. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy y'all time. We'll be back.
Peace and love, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.
See ya.
6D Network Tainment on Q4 Radio.